What's going on, guys? What's up in here? I figured since we streamed last week when the price was going down, we should stream this week when the price is going up. You know what I mean? I am tweeting out the link to the stream real quick. Give me a few moments. And we will get this party started. So just give me a few minutes, guys, and we will get started. What's up, Milena? Abdul, Irma, Limited, what's going on? Back at it again, you already know. Fayez. Let me get my thing on. There we go. How you guys doing today? What's up? What's up? Charbel, how you doing? Move the mic closer. Can you guys hear me all right? How's the audio? Heck Dow. So we just went above 44,000 again at the market close. Once the market closed, we went up a little bit in price, but we're currently back under 44. Strong block. Yeah, man, I'm big on strong block. I haven't got into Hector Dow yet. What's up, Roy? How you doing? Rojas, what's up? What's going on, Willie? We on for a big bounce? That's what we're hoping for. You got 2 nodes on the dip. Nice. I'm currently at 6 nodes. Should be at, I'm gonna be buying a few more. I'm waiting to see if price drops, but it's only been going up, man. It's not looking like it's going down. It looks like it's gonna go up to like the 750 area. That's what it did last time. Last time it got to the same spot around the 600, dropped down, went back up to 600 again, and once it finally broke out, it went all the way up to 700 within a few days. So I was waiting to see if maybe I could get a cheaper price, but it's not looking like it. It's like it's gonna run up to 750 right now. So I might just have to buy at current prices. What's up, M Peak? Doing good, man. How you doing? Yeah, I know Hector Dow's been they've put out a lot of bullish news. I'm just like I'm trying to kind of get good positions in the ones that I'm currently in. You know, so I don't want to, I'm not ready to go into another one so far. You know what I mean? Like so I've been building up my nodes on Strong Block. I've been building up my positions in Olympus, Dow, and in Time. So I'm a big believer in Time. I've been building up positions on there. So I haven't got involved in Heck yet. I might though, just because I want to get something on the Phantom network. But we'll see. Eventually. Yeah, I bought the dip as well. Yeah, Daniele's making some big moves, man. So I'm a big believer. They just hit $1 billion in the treasury. It's crazy stuff. You can see here, prices going back up to 2,300. I bought some around 2100, 2150. So I bought the dip on this as well. And peak, I like Solana. I like so this is what I've been telling people to make it simple. You know, I try to keep things as simple as possible. All right. Other than Bitcoin, Bitcoin's my biggest investment. Bitcoin is where I started. And like any other portfolio, like I think you should have a foundation, right, for your portfolio. So you want to always have a foundation. So you want to try to get the safest crypto, the most stable one first, and build the foundation to your portfolio with it, right? So that's what Bitcoin is for me. That's what I usually, recommend people that want to listen to what I have to say. I tell them build a foundation around Bitcoin, right? Then your next one after that should be Ethereum. Naturally, right? It's the second biggest in market cap. It's a little bit more volatile, but you have a little bit more upside. So between those two, I think is where your foundation should be in your crypto portfolio. It's the equivalent of having the SPY, holding the SPY index, S&P 500, and the NASDAQ, right? So if you're building a stock portfolio, you start building it off of the S&P 500 index fund and the NASDAQ index fund. Bitcoin and Ethereum is kind of the same thought process. Then after that, the next things I'm looking to put money in are smart contracts. Not every, but the majority of smart contract projects, those layer ones, I'm bullish on, so I'm investing in. So for example, Solana, Cardano, BNB, Dot, Chainlink, Matic, right? Like all of these are smart contract projects. So all of these I am very bullish on, very big on. So the next thing, AVAX and Phantom are the other two that I'm invested in as well. All smart contract projects. Not all, but the major ones, the major players, right? So that's how I start. That's how I build my portfolio. I get the two biggest coins, right? The two biggest projects. Then from there, I get all smart contracts as my next biggest positions. Then from there, then I start getting into specific projects, and that at that point it goes down to what you believe in, what project you believe in, and what you think has the most potential, right? So that I leave up to you guys. I don't really get into too many altcoins like that. Other than what I've been getting into lately is the DAOs, right? Because I think it's brilliant. So I've been investing in the last few months into Olympus DAO, Wonderland Time, things like that. So but everybody's different. The way that everybody does things is going to be different. So I mean, it's up to you how you want to invest. It's just kind of the path that I take to build my portfolio. Yeah, so Ohm is still a good investment. The only thing with Ohm is not going to be as big as a return as time, for example. Right now, I think Ohm is at 3,200 APY, right? So the returns are not as crazy as Hector and Olympus. So that's the thing with Ohm, but Ohm is going to be, I think, in the future very stable, right? And I think it's probably the safest one of the DAOs because it has so much. It's already been around. It's gonna be a year now that it's been around for. So they've proven that they can sustain and that they're building for longevity. You know what I mean? So it's a good project to definitely build a position in, because again, like they did something that nobody else had done before. So I think that they're, as far as DAOs, they're going to stick around and they're going to continue innovating. And then the next project after that I think is probably safest is Time Wonderland. And Time Wonderland right now, they're giving back right now. Their APY is insane. I think they're at like 80 plus thousand%. So so yeah, they're at Time Wonderland's currently around 85,000%, right? So it's insane. So because I believe in Time Wonderland as much as I believe in Olympus, um, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna ape into Time Wonderland, uh, and as long as it sustains for like the next 6 months, like the reward is gonna be huge. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna lie. I kind of aped into Time Wonderland. I aped into Strong Block as well. Hector is lowering APY to 10,000. Yeah. Yeah, and that's what's gonna happen with every DAO, like that's trying to sustain for the long term. They're gonna have to lower their APYs. So in order to sustain, you have to lower your APYs. Time Wonderland has been lowering its APY, um, and it's going to continue. Yeah, so Wrap Memo is a first solution, and I know that they're trying to come up with more solutions. Um, so so yeah, so with that, um, I know they're gonna come up with really good ideas and different ways to deal with it. So I know that they're currently working on a new project. Daniele is working on a new project that it's not going to be it's not direct, it's not on Wonderland time, but I think they're somehow going to combine it, and it deals with instead of it being inflation, it's like deflationary, something like that. All the stuff haven't come out yet, so we're still waiting. But we're gonna see, we have to wait and see what happens when it drops, and I'm sure there's gonna be a way for it to relate and intertwine. But they've been innovating and coming up with a bunch of brilliant things, brilliant ideas on ways to deal with it, with the inflation, with the Wrap Memo stuff, and now doing the whole thing with VCs, like being a VC for crypto startups. That's insane, right? They just invested in their first project. I think they invested like $18 million, and they've already 10x'd their investment because I think they got the project for like pennies, and the project's worth is now like 15 cents. So I think they've 10 to 15x their $18 million investment just on their first VC deal, right? So it's pretty insane. Wisdom, I'll be dropping that video tomorrow. I'll drop the video on the tutorial on Time Wonderland tomorrow. The thing was, so this week I got thrown off a little bit because I was out of town. So I didn't get back into town till like Monday morning, and I didn't sleep at all on the flight. So I didn't do anything Monday. Then yesterday I did the video that I was supposed to do on Monday. And then Wednesdays I usually do live streams. So that's why I did the live. I'm doing the live stream right now. Tomorrow I'll post the tutorial on Time Wonderland. Maybe even tonight. I don't know. Probably tomorrow though. Most probably tomorrow. Because if I do it tonight, I'm going to have to record it right after the live stream. And I'm going to have to edit it myself. So it will probably be up tomorrow. Like that I can send it to my editor, my video editor, and he could edit it. And then I'll post it tomorrow once he's done. Yeah, yeah, they're working on pushing Wrap Memo. Thor node. So I've been hearing about it, but I haven't. Again, they're a new project, so it's kind of it's risky when it's so new, right? So the thing with new projects is that if you get in early and it works out, you can definitely like make some really good money, right? But the thing is, when you get into new projects, a lot of them are either gonna fail or they're gonna be a rug pull or something like that. So I rather play it on the safer side and not jump into those new projects and just kind of wait it out a little bit and see how things go. And then I jump in once I see it's a little bit safer. You know what I mean? So that's the thing with like Time Wonderland. I waited a little bit and then I saw like they were for real and I jumped in. I jumped in little by little, right? I went in little by little by little and then I was like I saw what they were doing and how they were innovating and then I was like, all right, I'm going in for real, you know? So so that's the thing with that cuz I don't want to get rug pulled, right? I don't think anyone wants to just lose their entire investment. 40K on ring node, yeah. Yeah, for sure. So that's why I'm big on strong. And the thing with ring node, they weren't like I didn't know who that team was. I didn't know who they were. I didn't know anything that they've done before. So that one was an easy one to avoid. Like I don't just jump into projects. I do research behind the project. And when I couldn't find out who anybody was, I was like, I'm not putting my money in this because I'm not trusting this. So that was an easy one to avoid. I don't jump into any project that where I can't look up the people running it. At least I need at least one person with a with a reputation behind the project in order for me to really jump behind it. If not, I just can't do it. Yeah, yeah. I avoided Jade. Same thing, man. Wisdom, yeah, you can invest. You can invest with any amount of money that you want. There's no, there's no threshold or anything like that. So, and because it's on the Avalanche network, the gas fees are really, really cheap. So even if you want to do $100, you could do $100. You know what I mean? What's going on, Rama? Let me see. Yeah, if you pull up the calculator here, trying to see price. Zero five. Yeah, so it looks like, look, if I pull this up, with $1,000, it'll get you at this point almost half a time, right? So in a 30-day period, what is this? I don't want to open up Fiverr. What the hell? Um, so let me see. In 30 days, your potential return. Wait, this is. I think that's the total. So your potential return in 30 days, I think, would be $700, right? 742. at its current APY. So at the end of 2 months, you could have around $3,000, right? Then if you keep going, 3 months, it'll be 5280. If you go out to 4 months, it could be $9,000, and you could just keep doing this and seeing in 6 months, right? Let's go to 180. You could potentially, your $1,000 could potentially turn into $27,000, right? And if you just go out a full year, 365 days, your $1,000 could potentially turn into, let me see, how much is this right here? $850,000. Now, this is if everything were to remain exactly the same. This is what people don't understand. So that means that the APY would have to remain exactly the same, which is, it's not going to remain this high. So that's why this is the current APY is the selling point. That's how they bring people in, right? That's their marketing. Their marketing is the current APY. They're not actually giving away 85,000% APY. The only thing that's real is the amount that they're giving away each rebase, right? Which is around 0.6% every 8 hours. So on average, every day you're making back around 1.8% per day. So that number goes up and down depending on what's going on, how many people are staking, what the price is, and all of that. So with time, it's supposed to, go down lower and lower and lower, the same way that Olympus DAO has gone down. So Olympus DAO is going to be around for a year now. Olympus DAO used to have these same APYs, but now they're down to 3,000%. So, if everything stayed the same for a year, yeah, you'd make almost $1 million with $1,000 initial investment. But it's not going to stay at 85,000. So, you could say that future APY, let me see if this lets me change it. Even if it's at 10,000% in a year, you're still talking about $100,000 that your $1,000 would turn into, right? If on average for the next 12 months, your return held 10% APY. That's obviously if the price stayed exactly the same. If we said that the price dropped in half, let's say it went down from 2,200 to 1,100 in the next 12 months, you're still up $47,000, right? And if it dropped, let's say to 500, you're still in profit. You'd be $21,000, right? And if it dropped below that, let's say it dropped all the way to $100, you would still make 4,000. You'd be up minus your $1,000. You'd be up 4,346 minus your 1,000. So you still be in profit. So that's why the whole thing about this is that the price of time is irrelevant over time because of the rebasing rewards. As long as you're holding, eventually you're going to be in profit long term, right? So the thing is, the numbers do look crazy, but you have to remember that those numbers are going to go down with time. So hope I didn't lose you guys on that. What's up, Peter? Do I think whales are still waiting on 30K BTC or 35K? Well, most whales were waiting for 40. That's the price that they were waiting for. So if we look at here, you'll notice that these yellow lines are buy orders. So the brighter they are, the more orders that they are there. So you'll notice when we had this dip here, the majority of the orders were at $40,000. if we look now for where there's majority of orders, you'll see we have a lot of orders at 43,540. And if we just kind of scroll down at 41,000, there's a small little buy wall. There's nothing big. These are small little walls. The biggest one right now is at $40,000. And this is 1/4 or less of the amount of orders that we had at this point, right? So if we go a little bit further at 39,500, there's a lot of orders there. Again, at 39,000. At 38,000, there's 118. So it's a good amount of orders there. 36,000, decent amount. So right now, it does seem like the biggest amount is at 35,000, 175. And again, that's not that much. Because remember, at 40,000, when we were down here, that's where all the orders were. And it was like over 400, 500, 600 in orders. So it seems to be a huge amount of orders down here at 30,000 if price was to ever fall that low. Now this is on Coinbase. So if we look at, let's look on Binance. Wait. Let's see on Binance. So on Binance, so again, kind of the same. If we look through the order book here, you'll see at 43, kind of the same levels, it looks like. 42, there's a lot of orders at 42, a lot of orders at 4188. It's a weird number. 41.5, 41,000. And of course 40,000, we have the biggest, it looks like one of the biggest positions. If we go lower, 39,000, 154, 38,000. There's a lot of orders there, and still none of these are as big as the orders that we saw before at 40,000. Like these are all pretty small buy walls. They're still big, but they're pretty small. Like this one is 203. That's half of what we had at 40 when we had this dip here. And I imagine at 30 we'll have a lot as well. Let's see at 30. Yeah, so look at 30. 30 is insane. So right now 30 is the biggest, it looks like the biggest or buy walls here. So these same buy walls were at here at 40. So we just got to kind of wait and see what happens at this point. What is this? Bitfinex. So yeah. Let me see. Let me catch up with the chat here. Yeah, I'm gonna try to mint a wearable tomorrow in Ice Poker. For anyone interested in Ice Poker, they're minting new wearables tomorrow for half an Ethereum. So it's definitely the most expensive mint that they've done, but because because people are, you know, there's so much demand for it, they can raise their prices. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna try to mint one. And with the prices going up, with that going up, the prices on OpenSea should also go up for the wearables, which they currently have not. So I'll be watching that to see how that reacts. What's up, Sergio? How you doing? So Sergio, I'm not big into NFTs. However, I am big into NFTs with utility. Um, so like the only NFT project that I'm currently in is called Decentral Games Ice Poker, and basically the way it works is if you have a one of their NFTs, you can then go onto Decentraland Metaverse and play poker. If you complete the challenges, then you can win. Money basically. You could win anywhere between $50 to $100, right? Um, then the other thing is that you can get those same NFTs and delegate them out to someone else that doesn't have one so that they can get access to play. And then if they use the NFTs to play, then you earn 30% of whatever they earn playing poker. So it's pretty cool. So that's what I've been doing, and it's been earning me like around $1,000 per month with 3 wearables. So I'm big on those. On NFTs themselves, I'm not, because I just, they're not predictable enough for me. Um and I haven't done I haven't put much time into really researching the projects to know what's gonna blow up and what's not. So yeah, the APY is gonna naturally go down over time. Um, yeah, I'll do some altcoins. I'll do a few of them. The reason why I'm not doing too many, because I think all the main focus on analysis should be on Bitcoin. Everything else is really noise at this point, because the analysis on an altcoin does not matter right now, um, because it's going to follow whatever Bitcoin does. So regardless of what the chart looks like on an altcoin, it does not matter. Whatever Bitcoin does, that altcoin is just gonna simply follow at this point. So that's why I'm not spending too much time on doing analysis on altcoins, because really it just it's not gonna be accurate. You know what I mean? Wisdom. It depends when you bought. If you bought, at a higher price, it's been Olympus Dow has been going down, right? So if the price is down from where you bought it, then it's gonna be down right now. It's been going down for a while now. What's up, Rivers? You didn't miss too much, man. Fayez, it depends on your situation, man. So I would say that strong is probably a little bit more stable at this point. But it's harder to get into because it costs more. You need right now for strong, you need $6,700 to get one node, right? With that same $6,700, you're gonna get a better return on time in the same time span, right? So it's hard to say. It depends how risky you're feeling, what your risk tolerance is, um, and all that. So that's kind of what it depends on. If you have $6,700 for a node, you can definitely do strong. I think it's a lot more stable. It's safer probably, because you know exactly who the team is. They've been around for longer than time, and it's definitely a promising project. But it's $6,700 to get into. If you want to, and if you want to be a little bit more risky, then time is probably where you want to go. It's higher risk, also higher reward. They've been around. It's a newer project, so the returns are higher, but it's because it's a newer project is also riskier. So I can't answer that for you. It just depends on your preference based on those things. It's going to be different for everybody. Right now, I just delegate. I haven't played poker on ice poker since like the Christmas time, because for the holidays I just didn't have time to play, so I delegated it out, and I've been delegating ever since. What's up, Ordinary? How you doing? Yeah, Ohm is at the lowest that it's been in a very long time. I think it's a pretty good spot to buy. If you look out, you'll see that it's currently at that last drop support. So it's at the same level right there, right? So that should be a support area there. If it were to fall lower than that, I mean, the lowest it's ever been, according to this, is what? What's the price here? 144. And the lowest we've gone so far is 161. The lowest we went back here was 164. So, I mean, I feel like this is a good spot to buy here, potentially get a bounce back up here. The issue is, again, it depends on Bitcoin, though. That's why I'm not really doing too much analysis on altcoins, because if Bitcoin drops, then this is going to just continue to drop. If Bitcoin goes up, then we should expect to see a bounce back up to these levels up here. So, we just got to kind of wait and see what happens with Bitcoin, really. Abdul, I'm into Decentral Games Ice Poker. It looks like we're heading back to 1K strong. Lamboy says, is BTC bullish from this point, or we're gonna see another correction? There's no way to really know or tell. But from what we've done and from what we're looking at, we'll show you a couple different scenarios here that we're looking at. So the main thing that we're looking at here, let me take off these moving averages. So if we go to the weekly, just so it could be clearer, you want to try to have the chart as simple to read as possible is always a goal, right? So zoom out and try to figure out, just draw a trend line from where we've started to where we are, and it'll look something like this, right? You'll see this started back in 2020 when the rally really began and really shot up, right? So, and that was around $10,000. So basically, once we got over 10,000, then we got, after we hit a high of around 42,000, we had a correction, right? For 1, 2, 3, basically 3-week correction. So when we did that, we set a floor, right? From this floor, we continued up. We set another new all-time high. And then we got another big pullback. So when we got that big pullback, where did we bounce? Where was the floor? The floor was exactly where we set the floor on that previous pullback. So it was the exact same floor. The roof, the top, the resistance was the exact same resistance, right? Then, boom, we continue back up. We went up to 50 something, right? 52, 53. We got a pullback for a few weeks. It was 1, 2, 3, basically another 3-week pullback. We set up a floor, right? This is the floor. So this is similar to, whoops, not that one. This is similar to what we did here, right? We had a move up, we had a pullback, we set up a floor and continued up. So if you look at here, we had the move up, we had a pullback, we set up a floor and we continued up, set up a new all-time high. Then here's a big correction. So far the big correction, we're at the floor, the same floor that we set last time, which looks exactly like this whole thing, right? So let me clear the chart because I know the chart looks insane right now with all these drawings. But when you're trying to make a, when you're trying to see future events, like nobody can tell the future, nobody can predict it, right? The only thing we can do is make decisions based off of history. So that's the only thing we can do. So I'm using a time in history that looks very similar to where we are right now. This whole thing right here looks exactly like this right here. Like it is very, very similar. And so far it's playing out. So we had the move up, correction, all-time high, pull back to the same floor here, and then we started over. Move up, correction, all-time high, pull back to the same floor. And so the next move, if it continues to follow this right here, is, you know, continue up and set up another new all-time high, maybe somewhere up here before a new correction. So that's kind of my thinking behind this, and what I believe could happen. Another thing that's similar to this one right here is this ascending support here. So the ascending support, that's where we bounced off, which was, you know, the same thing as the floor here. Now, if we look back here, this ascending support we're currently bouncing off of, and guess what? It's at the same spot as the floor here. So that's called confluence. That means when two different things point at the same story, right? So there's two different supports here. There's this previous support, and then there's this ascending support. And then also remember, this current support used to be the resistance on both of these. So that's currently what I'm looking at, you know, and it kind of all points me to the direction that we have to get a bounce here, which we've been doing. And if you look at the RSI as well, you'll notice here it bounced at 42, right? Around that 42 range. And look at this, we're bouncing around the same exact area. And this is on the weekly, right? So this is looking at the weekly chart. The other thing that I've been looking at is this right here. So for this one, we're going to go into the daily. This is, I'm sure some of you are familiar with this. This is called the Wyckoff accumulation schematic. So what does that mean? It means that the market always moves in a similar fashion, no matter what, right? No matter what it is, no matter what, it always moves in a similar fashion because it's being controlled by the same people, right? And that person is called the market maker. So the pattern that it's currently doing is the pattern of a Wyckoff accumulation schematic. So you can see here that we had the preliminary support that we lost. We had a selling climax right here. Then we had the automatic rally, which means that the selling climax, and then the price went right back up. So that's exactly what happened here, right? We went right back up to that $50,000 range, kind of tested support again down here, and then went back up, tested resistance again before a huge rejection down. And again, another test of support. So now if this schematic, if this same pattern continues to play out, the next move here is for the price to go back up to $50,000. So to that range. So I've already pointed this out here. At that point, then according to the schematic, we should get rejected there and come back down to these levels, right? So once again, we should come back down here, test this as support one more time, confirm it, and then start our new leg and our new move to the upside. And there's a lot of reasons behind all of this and why the price moves in certain ways. I've done a tutorial on this that you guys can check out if you guys would like. If you guys go to, let me see what's the easiest way. Because I think if you go by here, like you're going to have to scroll down a little bit. Let me see if I could even find it myself going through here. So it's kind of far down. So the best way to do it is go to playlist and then go to trading tutorials. Maybe on tutorials itself. Let's go to trading tutorials and then look for Wyckoff, right? So let's see. Should be here somewhere. Here it is. Wyckoff trading method explained. So I break down exactly why it does what it does and the reasons behind it. So you guys can check that out if you want more info on how that works. What's going on, Martin? Appreciate you tuning in. Will we be seeing 100K this year? I have no idea, man. It's definitely gonna be tough. I think we will. I know we will see 100,000. I don't know. I can't put a timetable on it. with so much stuff happening now, with the rate hikes and all that, like there's really no way to tell what's gonna happen, right? Anything could derail the entire any type of rally. So yeah, right now I'm just kind of playing it day by day, week by week, and going from there. It's just hard to tell. No problem, Lamboy. ATX Mags, saludos desde Austin, Texas. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yeah, the world is definitely in chaos right now, and it's crazy. I don't know if you guys saw today, inflation is at the highest point that it's ever been since like 1982, I think it was. Did you guys see that today? Cancel rent. No evictions. That's funny. Yeah, so 7%. Jumped at its fastest pace in nearly 40 years. That's insane. So the highest we got was back in 2008 when we had the housing bubble. We were up at 5.5%. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. So yeah, so the reason, so it's unheard of, right? It's crazy. basically, for those of you that don't really understand how and why it affects the market and your money, with inflation, it's the thief that steals your money, right? That you don't see. You know what I mean? So if you're holding $100,000 in cash in the last 12 months, that $100,000 is worth, your buying power with that 100,000 is now 93,000, right? And every year there's always inflation, so every year is gonna go lower and lower and lower. Now, the way to protect yourself from inflation is by investing that money, because when inflation is high, that means that the dollar is weak. If the dollar is weak, then everything that's basically traded against the dollar is going to go up in value because the strength of the dollar is falling, right? The other thing is the reason that rate hikes cause the markets to drop is because with a rate hike, that means that interest rates go up. So the dollar, well, one part is that the dollar then gets stronger, right? So the dollar gets stronger. Everything that's traded against the dollar is going to go down. And the second part is that it makes borrowing money more expensive. So why does it matter if borrowing money is more expensive? The reason why is because the way that the rich people play the game. So this is beyond just, retail people like buying houses and stuff. Like it's going to be more expensive to buy houses and stuff like that as well, to buy cars, whatever it is, interest rates are going to be higher. It's going to cost more to do those type of things. But that's the small part of it, right? That's just a small part of it. The bigger part is the billionaires, right? The top 1%, the way that they play the game. And most people don't understand the way that the game is played. So, imagine you have billions and billions of dollars. You get that money and you invest it, right? You're invested in the market. Now, what do you do? Because that's not all you do with those billions of dollars. Now, what do? Now, you use those billions and billions that's invested in the market that are now assets, and you take a loan and using that as your collateral. So now, not only do you have billions and billions of dollars invested, now you take out more billions and billions of dollars on a loan for very, very low interest rates, and again, you get that money and you throw it back in the market and you're double dipping with the same amount of money, paying, probably 1% or less for that amount of money. All you have to do is that money has to outperform whatever your interest rate is. Not only are you making money on the billions of dollars that you have invested, you're making money on the billions of dollars that you have that you borrowed, right? So you're double dipping. That's what the rich people do. That's what all these big companies do. So if it's more expensive to borrow that money, now it's riskier to borrow it, because if you don't outperform the market, then you're losing money. So now people won't be borrowing as much money. Therefore, there'll be less money coming into the market, less money moving the market, and it's all kind of trickles down. So it trickles down from the top, and it slowly trickles down to the middle class, and of course the poor class. They get the worst of it, unfortunately. Yeah, and of course, anytime that there's fear in the market, this is why it's called FUD, guys. It's called FUD, FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So anytime there's any type of fear in the market, people start pulling out their money, right? So people that are borrowing money, they're taking out that money and just paying it back, taking their profits out, paying it back. So they start pulling money out the market because they don't want to lose money. And they know that when there's rate hikes, prices drop. So people are going to be pulling out more money because there's fear of price dropping. There's uncertainty because they're saying that there's rate hikes are coming, but they don't know when. They don't know by how much. And of course, there's doubt because people are doubting the system. That's why, Bitcoin is put into place, because we doubt the centralized system. It's rigged. The centralized system, guys, it is rigged against the normal average person. It is a rigged game. It's rigged in their favor. And anytime it's not in their favor, they change the rules. That's the way this game works. They make the rules, then if you learn to play by their rules, they will change the rules, right? So you always have to be adapting. You always have to know and kind of moving with the money. So it's crazy that it's set up this way, but unfortunately, it's the rich people are the one that made it this way on purpose. Yeah, for sure. They live on borrowed money. Yeah. So rich people usually are not the ones handling their own money. These are more institutions that are handling the money for rich people. But what rich people do is they hide all their money and wealth in corporations and stuff like that. So, which is why you hear all the time that rich people don't pay taxes or barely pay taxes, because one is they know how to hide their money in different corporations, and they know how to find all those loopholes so that they don't have to pay so much in taxes. And then two, of course, is again they use their assets to borrow money for to live. So they really don't need to have anything. Instead of having income, they just have assets that grow in value. They borrow against those assets, and you don't have to pay taxes on borrowed money. So it's a crazy thing that the rich do. There's a lot of tricks to what happens and how to move around with your money. Um, and you just basically gotta learn to play the game. If you don't learn how to play the game, regardless whether you want to learn or not, it's gonna affect you. Regardless if you want to play the game or not, it's still gonna affect you because you're in the game, right? You're once if you have money in your pocket in your bank account, you're in the game. So if you're a human being, you're in the game. Now it's up to you if you want to learn how to play the game or not. If you either play the game or you get played. Either way, you're in the game. So before, I had no idea about all of this, and I refused to play by the rules, and I refused to learn how to play this game, and I hated rich people, right? So because we're all brought up with that, oh, this guy's rich, da da da. Like we have when we hear that someone is rich, we have like a negative thing behind it, or either negative or even negative thoughts towards them, thinking that they did something like dirty, they did something bad to make that money, or we think, oh, they have life is just easy for them, like they don't understand what hard work is, they don't understand what we have to go through, and I was kind of in that mindset. And the more I opened my eyes and I learned, then the more I learned how to play the game, and I was like it's not their fault. Like the game was set up this way, and they just are playing by these rules, and that's how they stay rich. That's how they get rich, and that's how they stay rich and continue to build more and more wealth. So once I started learning this stuff, my life changed financially, right? So I went from being just super broke, having no money in my bank accounts, to starting to accumulate money little by little. Started investing little by little. I started out with like $1,000 investment, right, or less. And I remember I had $1,000 investment in, I don't even know, like Robinhood wasn't even around at that time. It was in some app. I think it was called Betterment or something like that. It was the first time I ever invested anything. I had no idea what I was doing. I, I didn't know what they were doing. I was making like $1 a day on my investment, and I was like, yes, $1 a day keeps the job away, right? And then after that, I got a little bit more into stocks, into the stock market, and then I got into Bitcoin. And Bitcoin changed my life because Bitcoin, what Bitcoin does, the thing is, if you go into investing into the stock market, you're so far behind, and it's so difficult because you're starting off with small capital. What Bitcoin does is it kind of speeds up the process of and helps you catch up with these people that have been doing this for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years in the stock market, right? So it helps you catch up with all these people that have been doing this forever because of the volatility and the way that it moves and moves so fast. Um, so that's the thing with Bitcoin, and that's how it changed my life because I bought it. I did also buy at the right time, right before it took off back in 2016. So I got in for under $1,000. Mind you, at this time, I didn't have much money, so I didn't even put a full Bitcoin at that time. I had like pieces of it, right? Um, and it took off, and then like I bought more at like $1,000. I bought more at like $2,000, and then as it kept going, then as it stuck around there, every time I had a paycheck, I would dump it all into Bitcoin, right? And then I got into altcoins as well. I got into Ethereum under $100. I got into XRP under 10 cents. Like I got into a lot of these projects really early, and that sped up my process to catch up to what these people have been doing for the last 40 years, more and more in the stock market. So crypto is definitely the way to go if you have a small amount of capital, um, and you're trying to multiply the capital as fast as possible. When you have bigger amounts of capital, obviously you still want to have Bitcoin and crypto, and but a lot of people like that are really really rich, they're more on the side of preserving their wealth because they already have a lot of money. So if you have 100 million plus, you're trying to preserve that so that it just continues to create more money the safest way possible. So that's why those type of people are going to be just investing in things that are safe, a lot safer things. So imagine $100 million in S&P 500 index fund. If it returns 10%, you're getting 10% on 100 million. That's a lot of that's a lot of money, And if you just do that over time, it just becomes more and more and more and more money. So they're just preserving capital at that point. So they don't care for Bitcoin's volatility, where it could go up 100% and it could also drop 90%. So when you have smaller money, you definitely want to be in crypto. As your assets grow, as your net worth grows, as you have more and more money invested, then you want to start diversifying a little bit. And once you get into preserving wealth mode, then you want to be into safe things. Like the safest thing in crypto, of course, is Bitcoin. Then if you want to go into the stock market, the safest things are like index funds, mutual funds, stuff like that. So it depends on a lot of things. That's why a lot of really rich people are still big on gold, because it preserves their wealth. They're not going to lose it. They know gold is not going to lose its value. Even though it might only go up 6% in 10 years, they know it's not going to go down. So hope that makes sense. Yeah, life is definitely a massive Ponzi scheme. Just look at the dollar. The US dollar is the biggest Ponzi scheme ever, right? Like it's printed and it's backed by nothing. The only thing that the US dollar is backed by is central government. We're trusting that the government is not going to continue printing and inflating the worth of the dollar, right? Lowering the value of it, like devaluing it by just printing out of thin air, which is what they've been doing. Bamni, as long as you continue to educate yourself, continue investing, even if it's as little as $1, $10, $100. It doesn't matter the amount. It just what matters is that you get started, you put skin in the game, and you educate yourself. And set yourself up a monthly budget every single month of how much you're going to invest. You know, you might have to make sacrifices, right? But if you want to change your life, these are the type of things you have to do. You're going to have to make sacrifices. So I made a lot of sacrifices on the way up. And I wouldn't change that for nothing. I was working 2, 3 jobs, right? I was trying to do anything I could find to make some extra money so I could invest into Bitcoin and crypto and stock markets and stuff like that. So actually, I was just full. I put all my eggs in the Bitcoin and crypto basket. And then once that grew, then I diversified into the stock market. So you could either do it like that. You could do the stock market first, however you want. But as long as you get started. Wife changing money. But yeah, definitely. The less money you have to get started, then the riskier you can be. Because if you lose, let's say $1,000, if you lose $1,000, like it sucks, but you can make that $1,000 back, right? Like it doesn't take that much time, effort, and work to be able to make another $1,000. If you saved up if you have $100,000 and you lose $100,000, that's a lot harder to make back than $1,000. You know what I mean? Obviously, it depends on the type of income you're on, but that's kind of the idea on your risk versus reward. No problem, Bamni. Yeah, I mean it's a good time. I would say that it's a good time to buy. Um, like I just covered a few minutes ago, I think we're at the support right now for where the price is gonna be. So I think a good strategy, a good idea would be to buy here. And if we lose $40,000 and it closes below 40,000, then you could consider selling at that point. If you want to cut your losses there. Or of course you could hold, and if it goes lower, you just buy lower, and then eventually it's gonna go back up. So even if you bought now, prices drop down, price will go back up. History tells you it will go back up eventually, right? When people bought at $20,000 and it dropped, nobody thought it would ever go back up. I told people, guys, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. Price will go back up. And you can see prices went back up. I bet those people, if they held, they're up double right now. If they sold at the top, they made triple, right? Prices will go back up. Now, if you wanna be risk averse, if you wanna mitigate your risk and use a stop loss, Then if you see the price, the daily candle closed below $40,000 and you buy here, you close below 40, sell, right? Just sell it, wait for the price to go lower or wait for it to jump back up and then buy again. One eventually is gonna go up, you're gonna make money. So it just depends on, you know, how involved you want to be with your investment. Yeah, I don't think we'll ever see $20,000 again. For sure, we'll never see $10,000 again. Ethereum will hit 10K eventually. It's only a matter of time. The same way with Bitcoin hitting 100K. It's a matter of time. All right, guys. I've been live for an hour and a half now. Unfortunately, we didn't hit 100 viewers, so I'm not doing a giveaway today. However, we still do have the giveaway on Twitter. If you guys want to enter it, let me pull it up here. Remember that my Instagram account is still disabled. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can follow me here, bitcoin.updates. This is currently where you can follow me on Instagram. I'm also active on Twitter, trying to grow my Twitter. My Twitter is Bitcoin X Daily. And this is a giveaway that I'm doing right now. So we need 3 more likes and 11 more retweets to trigger the next giveaway. We've already done, we did, let me see, 1, 2, 3. We've done 3 giveaways so far. We've given away $300. Once this one is complete, that'll be the 4th one, and we have 6 more that we're gonna do. We're giving away $1,000 in total. So if you guys would like to enter the giveaway, you can enter it like that. Harold, if you're interested in the group, if you go to the description on this video. So let me see. If you go really to the description of any video, I'm not going to click this one because then it's going to be some sort of. But if you just go to the description, if you hit show more, you see join our VIP training room. You could join through there. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. The huge spike just after 1620, I'm guessing 4 o'clock. That's usually the spike that we get after the market close. So it's pretty common after the Wall Street market closes, the New York Stock Exchange. We usually get some spikes in the market. You could expect some more volatility at 7 o'clock. So in about an hour, you could also expect more volatility in the market. Those are just, you know, times that more volatility comes into the market. That's all. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you guys want to see what I said, I did an analysis on Bitcoin. You could rewind this to the beginning when I spoke about Bitcoin and all that. So that's pretty much it, guys. I will see you guys on tomorrow's video. I will do a tutorial on Time Wonderland on how to get started. So I'll see you guys on that one. And I'll do another analysis on Friday. Thank you guys for joining me. I will see you on the next one. As always, guys, peace and love.